Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. It's Pastor Dow. I want to make this video lessons learned. And there's something that each of us could learn, especially from the statement, you think we're so great? You think that we're not murderers our own self? Listen to me very closely. Listen to me very closely. The one thing that we can see clearly in all this is that the Republican Party hated Donald Trump. All right? Is that true or not? Yes. All right? Donald Trump becoming president, especially with Ryan Previous and these other folks, you notice he turned around and put the very people that hate him on his cabinet. Now, watch this. Watch this now. Here's wisdom. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. When we watch Mitch McConnell and we watch the rest of these Republicans come out. See, normally, if the Democrats would have said something like it, they would have scolded them. They would have had them for lunch. But I want to use this video as an educational teaching tool right here because we're watching the Republicans rally around Donald Trump. Even if he puts his foot in his mouth like they consider. And I want to use this as a teaching tool so it will teach all of us something. Because some of us, our minds are so far down. We're so ignorant and we're so brutish in our comprehension and understanding. It's off the chain. It literally is off the chain. Listen. And then we saw the sickness of mainstream news media and the politicians as well. This is the whole purpose of this video right here. Check this out. You don't think we're killers? Look, we made a bad deal in Iran. I mean, Iraq. Did we not make a bad deal in Iraq? Yeah, we did. It's a bad deal. I was against it, the whole 9 yards, and we've got blood on our hands. Yes, we do. And then the politicians come on and say, now, wait a minute. America, we are different. We're not like killer Putin and killer Russia. We're not like these killers in Saudi Arabia that beheads people live on camera. We're not like these people over in China and stuff that literally commit genocide against their own people. Now, we're not like it. America, we are different. When we kill someone, we do it humanely. We use drones, carpet bombs, MLRS, and 30, 50 millimeter shots, C-130 Spectres. And you know, we do things a little bit different. We are different. We're not killers like they are because we're great and we're different. Oh, man. And now, listen. I am acutely aware. And I also realize this, that the majority of people in this country, you really truly don't comprehend the limited amount of freedom of speech that we have in this country. Now, yeah, are we censored? Greatly, sure. Is Fox News lying when Bill O'Reilly gets on there and say you in a no spin zone? No, you just got finished being spun around so bad you didn't even realize you were spinning. The hypocrisy is real. But make no mistake about this. When you hear Trump, he's not acting unlike some of these people. He's acting. No, he ain't either. He spoke directly from the heart. The same thing that you and I think. He said it. We're not innocent. We're a bunch of ravenous murders and stuff. We kill innocent civilians, period, point blank, by bad decisions. He didn't dress it up. But see, when you get out there in front of that news camera, you've got to say things a certain way. You've got to be presidential. You can't speak your heart. You've got to distort the narrative, spin the facts, and then make everybody out there who's listening think that we're the greatest nation on earth. See, the people ain't as stupid as these politicians think that we are. We just literally ain't. And at the advent of this social media right here, it has given us a platform to be able to speak our mind, which in other countries, I'm telling you right now, the things that we say about our government on YouTube, Facebook, MySpace, Twitter, Instagram, or whatever you want to call it. In other countries, they will come and lock you up, if not kill you, or hang you, or behead you. That is the truth. That is the literal truth. And believe you me, our country is watching every single scrutiny, every critic, every video that anyone makes in reference to our government, including the news media. They're watching us all. They are watching us all I promise you, they're watching us. The eye in the sky. They are watching us. And it's pretty sad. Hey, think about this. Will a country turn on its own people? Sure they will. Look at the history of America. They turned on its own veterans. Men and women of this country, especially men, they went out to war for this country. The government owed them money, and our government fired upon the veterans. That's how they treated them for going over here and dying for this country right here. Isn't that amazing? And I'm not one that's going to forget history. I'm not going to forget it, because I know that history has this uncanny ability to be able to repeat itself. And you can be doomed if you want, but not me. Well, Pastor Dow, what is the purpose of knowing history? What is the purpose of being informed? What is the purpose of watching all this and looking out and seeing how things are going? I'm telling you what the purpose is. Because hindsight is foresight. What it does is it gives you a vision going forward. So when the environment starts changing, you know how to navigate. You know how to preserve you and your family. Because the government's not going to do it. If you're thinking that the government's going to tell us when a nuclear bomb is getting ready to strike us, you out of your mind. They ain't going to do it. After it hits, then they're going to tell you the nuclear bomb just hit. Then it's too late. And I realize this. The government's not ever going to do anything that is going to stir up the populace. Can you imagine? Look at this. You know, I was in New Jersey and New York last year. And as we was passing over this bridge and went through all these crazy tolls, the first thing in my mind was, I'm like, man, I hope an EMP does not take place. Woo, wait. I'm like, man, Father, please let me get out of this wicked place. Man, grant me grace. Grant me mercy. I don't want to be caught. I said, I guess because I'm used to open space, but I thought to myself, could you imagine what would happen if a drone hit in New York City? And how would they evacuate themselves? How would they get out? Y'all stuck. New York, LA, y'all finished. You're done for. It's just not tactically healthy. It's just not. It's just not. These population centers is a detriment to you. They really truly are. But anyway, I know I digress. All right. But I tell you what. For us to think that we are the champion of freedom and liberty and the police of this whole world is stupid. It's just straight up stupid. Americans, I'm going to go ahead and give you the skinny, okay? A man that has traveled much, he knows me. I'm going to give you the skinny. The whole world hates us, including our allies. Now, I know that mainstream news media would try to make you think differently. The world can't stand us. They hate us. And if they can use us, it's like the Filipino president. Man, they just gave me $30 billion. Maybe if I insult them some more, they'll give me another $30 billion. That's just the attitude, I'm telling you. And the mainstream news media, you know what they never talk to you about? About how all the land over here in America is being bought up by China. No, they ain't going to tell you that. Major corporations is being sold out to the highest bidder of other countries. You don't know that. You don't know that. You know, $20 trillion in debt. $300 trillion in unfunded liabilities, Medicaid and Medicare. False weights. There's no just weights and balances in the money system. And I'm going to give you a bonus at the end of this video. How can America be a country when we don't even have our own money? We literally don't have our own money. Our country has to go squabble and grovel and then beg at the heels of at the knees, at the faces of the Federal Reserve to produce something out of thin air because somebody a long time ago thought it was wise to take us from being watch this, the greatest creditor nation on earth to the greatest debtor nation on earth. We're in hot to the bankers, and they ain't taking their foot off the back of the necks of the Americans at all. And I'm telling you, it used to be in the old days, they take all these politicians out and they string them up. That's what they would do. What do? We feel like we're powerless. We feel like we have no recourse. We feel like we can't do anything. So what's the solution, Pastor Dow? I'm getting there. The solution is you don't care nothing about them because they don't care nothing about you. You find you a piece of land mass. You do whatever you can to develop that land, learn defense tactics and stuff, and then defend it even if you have to die doing it. Because this country ain't going to invest a damn thing in you. And this stupid slogan, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. That's a bunch of hogwash. That's just, I'm sorry, but it's just the truth. That is like Mr. Rogers make-believe. That's some Kansas stuff. I'm telling you. They do not care anything about you. You get a few people on this thing like it, and we give you what you never get out there. See, information, we open up your mind, and you get to go down doors, you get to go through doors, down hallways, and into places that otherwise, when it's mainstream news media, they all in agreement, they all are owned by the same people, they're going to lead you a certain way for your mind to go a certain way. But see, alternative, when you hear people like me talking to you, it actually, man, all of a sudden something starts talking. That man makes sense. That man is telling the truth. Man, we better start doing something. And you're only going to know how much I have loved you enough to tell you the truth. Because truth is, I love many of you more than you hate yourself. When you start implementing, when you start doing what Pastor Dow is suggesting, because I don't suggest anything to you that I have not already done or am doing. I don't do that. I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not going to sit up there and tell you something that I haven't done or am doing myself. The proof is in the pudding. That's all there is to it. That's the old saying. I hope you get it. I really, truly do. What is the reason why I get on here? I hate lying religion. I hate it. I hate it with a passion. I cannot stand it. I hate, and the reason why I hate it because I hate being lied to. I hate it. You know, people have pet peeves over a lot of things, and the one thing I cannot stand is a liar. I cannot stand a liar. I could put up with a thief more than I could a liar. I could. I don't know what it is, but I could actually have more mercy for somebody that robs from me, even though I don't like it either, than someone who is lying. I just can't. I just can't. And what I've learned over the years is to remove these liars and these false witnesses. Just get them out of your life. Life is too short, and it makes life a whole lot easier. Because there are people out there who share in the same sentiments that I have. What is that? Truthful, honest, be a man or woman of your word, build healthy relationships, do good and be good to people, and know who you're doing good to. Care about them. And the only way people are going to see it if they see your lifestyle as a reflection of it. And then we all go through our life, the allotted time that we have, and say, you know what? I've had a very good life. And so now I'm going to my death. I'm going in peace. And I'm going to leave something behind for the people who I care about, because there's a system out there that they want. Can you imagine letting your children go to public school? And now the public schools got gender neutral bathrooms. They got transgender teachers up there. You don't know if the teacher is a closet homosexual, lesbian, sodomite, transgender, pedophile. And of course, when people go to college now, If you ever were brought up fearing God, you don't fear him no more. I've watched feminism. I've watched it, but I also watched the counter to feminism, MGTOW. I watched them too. And now the women who are feminists are all upset at the competition that the transgenders are posing. See, I can't have our children raised around that environment. When they get older, they want to pick and choose that, but, you know, I guess it's a game of numbers. I guess it's a game of numbers. Life is a game of numbers. You know, we're just going to only get the people who are serious-minded and the people who are real. And everybody else just going to fall by the wayside. But I totally believe in self-preservation and not depending on the government to do it for you. No, I'm going to store water because I'm not going to depend on the Red Cross to come and bring me some. I hope you got what I said. I hope you pass this video around. And I hope you come out of false religion. I don't care what it is, what flavor or name they put in front of it. And I hope you really truly start embracing the truth, because whether you like it or not, all countries are built on politics and religion. You can totally ignore and say, I don't want, go ahead and do it. But you do it to your own apparel.